This is a topic I've been meaning to talk about for a minute because Mitsuki is one of my favorite characters in the Boruto series, and before Kawaki came to the series, I've always been a big fan of Team 7 and everything that they did in the show. And I'm a fan of the Boruto anime and the Boruto manga, but this video is more so going to be catered to anime fans or the people who watched the anime from beginning to end, because I feel like this we got to talk about this, bro. Because Mitsuki Sage Mode was supposed to be a big deal. This video is obviously a little late because in the anime, part 1 is done. And in the manga, we're finally in the time skip. So this video is a little late to the party. But overall, I just feel like I'm a little disappointed with how this plot point ended up going with Mitsuki, because Mitsuki Sage Mode was supposed to be something that was a big mystery to the series, a big mystery to all the characters, and finding out and seeing people's reactions to this new power, this extreme power that Otsutskis are saying is something that they don't even possess, and things that was so detrimental and so important to Orochimaru that he had to put a curse mark on his child so that nobody would find out the kind of power that he had in the first place. Something like this was supposed to be paid off the right way, or supposed to feel more fulfilling than it was given to us, because throughout the entire series, throughout the entire, at least the beginning of the Boruto series, before we get to the more Kara centric plot points and plot lines in the show and in the manga, Mitsuki Sage Mode was supposed to be a big deal. Mitsuki Sage Mode was supposed to be something nobody was supposed to ever find out about, and we've had conversation after conversation with Mitsuki and Orochimaru, where Orochimaru would just tell us like, yo, Mitsuki, you can't let nobody see this power. If you show this power to anybody in the village, or if anybody sees this, you can't be in the Leaf Village no more. Orochimaru went through great lengths to make sure that the stuff that he had in Mitsuki, the research that he had, and all the experimentation that he did on Mitsuki was kept a secret. He had a curse mark implanted on Mitsuki so that if anybody was to try to peer into his body, if anybody was to find out what he was or truly was, then he would self-destruct and just have one of the clones in Orochimaru's lab take his place. Orochimaru went through a lot of steps and planning to make sure that this power that nobody could comprehend, was never found out. And we had Mitsuki use Sage Mode a couple times throughout the series. We had him use it in the academy, or in the beginning of the series against Shino. We had the flashback episode when Orochimaru, Soigetsu, and Log were erasing Mitsuki's memories and kept on doing the trials over and over to finally awaken his Sage Mode. Mitsuki was about to use it against Momoshiki in the tuning exams when they came to the village. And then we had the Mitsuki arc where Mitsuki finally showed us the Sage Mode once again, fully. Like, he didn't fully activate it like how he normally would, but he did use a good bit of the power against Ku in the Mitsuki arc. And Boruto, Sarada were saved by Mitsuki when he used it, but we never got to see Boruto and Sarada really have a reaction to it. So a lot of us just kind of assume like, okay, so Mitsuki, this, what he did to Ku when he grabbed Ku and you know, slammed through the building and all that stuff, he did it so quick. Boruto and Sarada never really realized what happened, what they did, or what Mitsuki did. And we always got to really be surprised whenever Mitsuki would use Sage Mode, because it was something he wasn't supposed to use. We got to see it again in the Kara arc and the Deepa arc. And when Mitsuki used it, Boruto and Sarada were unconscious. Boruto and Sarada just got beat by Deepa, and Mitsuki used his Sage Mode to save Boruto and Sarada. But once again, throughout that arc, even when they were speaking to each other in the hospital, they didn't even know what Mitsuki used or what Mitsuki did to save them. Konohamaru didn't know what Mitsuki did to save them. Nobody knew what Mitsuki did. So Mitsuki's Sage Mode the whole time was supposed to be a secret. It was supposed to be something mysterious, something that nobody knew about. And then you go to episode 175, where we get Deepa versus Team 7. Mitsuki makes his return after being in Orochimaru's hideout, the lab, after being told that he couldn't really fully recover, after Law gave him his organs so that he could go fight Deepa with the rest of the team. Mitsuki uses Sage Mode again, but this time he uses Sage Mode with Team 7 to make the super high compression Rasengan, and he uses Sage Mode with both of them being right there. Now, Sarada definitely saw it. Boruto seems to have saw it, but yet after this fight, we never got any kind of revelation or conversation, confirmation. Like, we never got nothing between these characters that even hinted at them questioning what Mitsuki's power was. What was that display of power that he used against Deepa? We never got that explanation. And since that episode, the last time that we saw Mitsuki use Sage Mode, at least in the anime, was in the Funato arc, and he was right beside Sarada when he used it, but he stopped himself. And since then, we haven't seen Mitsuki use Sage Mode, at least in the anime, but we did see it in the manga before the time skip when Ada used her omnipotence, and Mitsuki ended up thinking that Boruto was Kawaki and tried to go and kill him. Mitsuki activated Sage Mode again and went to fight Boruto, but we never in that entire span got that payoff of Mitsuki's Sage Mode being revealed, because at this point there's nothing or no reason for Team 7, at least Boruto and Sarada specifically, to not know what his Sage Mode is. There's no reason for them to not know. They've seen it in person multiple times at this point, and nobody ever questioned anything. And this was supposed to be something that was very important to Orochimaru, a big secret that needed to be kept from everybody. So I don't know if this was something that was overlooked, something that was glossed over by the writers, Kishimoto, Kodachi, or whoever at the time of this was really thinking about too much. I guess this was something that was supposed to be more mysterious early on in the series, but something like this, a plot point like this where it's Mitsuki's power that's supposed to be so extremely important, extremely powerful, something that even Otsutsuki don't possess. Not to mention that this was something that was supposed to not only be important to the other characters in terms of finding out what it was, but this was also something that was important to Mitsuki, because Mitsuki, whenever he used it, would get severely damaged internally by the Sage Mode. So that's something that also was kind of glossed over once we started to get towards the end of Boruto Part 1 in the anime and in the manga, because they don't even talk about his, the backfire that happens when he uses it. Something like this is something that we really should have gotten paid off, something that should have been discussed more among the characters, or at least questioned at some point in time, but we just never got that. And that's something that really bothered me in the Boruto anime. I still like the anime overall. I enjoyed myself. I've watched the anime twice actually, but the one thing that really gets me every time is just Mitsuki and his character, because that was supposed to be a really big deal. And the fact that it never got paid off still kind of rubs me the wrong way. And it's something that I really wish we could have went over at least once between the characters, but we just never got that. And now we're in the time skip, so assuming that we'll ever get a revelation like that, or a conversation between anybody with Mitsuki Sage Mode, or it has to do with Mitsuki Sage Mode and somebody really confronting him about it or questioning about it, I doubt that we're gonna get anything like that at this point. But it's something that I wanted to talk about, something that was on my mind, man. I don't know if anybody else watching this video feels the same way that I do, but this is something that's definitely been on my head for a long time, and something that I really wish and was waiting for the anime to at least cover at least once, but we just never got that. So hopefully we get a little more going on with Mitsuki in general, because I feel like his character as a whole has a lot more that should go for him. He has a lot of potential, so I hope they utilize him the right way in the time skip. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about Mitsuki, how his Sage Mode was treated in the anime and the series. But it's been your boy Av. Welcome to the block, and I'll see y'all in the next video.